Hello, Aces. Ace Combat Fan speaking here, and I'm really glad you guys came. And today I've got a guest. I'm talking with Lard now on Skype, and he'll be talking a little bit with us about the demo he played in the PSX. So I'll just say hello, Lard. How you doing?
Oh, hello, how's everyone?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna ask him some questions, see what his experience at the PSX was. Then I'll also open up a section where you guys can make questions as well. So, a little bit of introduction. Lard. How long have you been playing Ace Combat?
Um, Pretty much since the first time I had a PS2, which was like about, I don't know, like 12 years ago. I was like pretty late to the PS2, but the first one was Ace Combat 4, and then I went out and bought Ace Combat 5 the first day it came out,
Oh yeah.
and I skipped Zero because I had to sell my PS2 at the time, and then I didn't get back into it until Assault Horizon, but that was a disappointment of a game. And and then Ace
Just don't
Combat
talk about it.
Infinity. Yeah, don't talk about it. And then Ace Combat Infinity was pretty good. Kept me busy. And then I found the PS2 and I went out and bought Ace Combat Zero, and I love that game. And then I never played Part 6 because I don't know, I couldn't afford an Xbox and I
I
didn't
know
want to buy
it's
another one.
it's
So
hard. It's hard to switch platforms and everything. So you you had the dream I wanted to have. You went to the PSX. How was it?
yes, it was amazing. Like absolutely amazing. It's like the VR experience, like that was probably like the best one. Like I'm on the floor that day.
Oh my god. I even thought about going there, but because it was kind of a short notice, like I had an exam on Sunday,
Mm.
and it would be like a 3 hour flight for me, so it would be a little bit hard for me. But I seriously thought about going there. So let's get to some questions.
Yes.
How did you think it was like the overall setup for like the PlayStation? I mean the Ace Combat 7 demo there by Namco. Like, did you see many people on the lines there? Or did it look like one of the busiest places to be, or something like that?
Yeah. As far as the demo was, it was pretty full. Like I was one of the first ones, like kind of to get in, but like yeah, there was still like a 2 hour wait. Um,
Two
to
hour?
play the yeah 2 hour wait inside to
Oh
play
my
the
god.
demo because there was only four little VR thingies, and but there was like so many people waiting to play the game, and like so many fans just waiting to have this experience also. So
Oh my god.
but like they were like pretty organized on how like they wanted it to be, and there was this lady and this guy, they're representatives.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember their names, but I know they were
Uh,
there, like
I think I
you could
saw
ask
a
them questions.
video. There was like an interview or something with them. They're actually from the company or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
so they were the ones there.
Yeah, they were there, and then like the other ones, they were just like booth babes. They were just there to ask simple questions and stuff. And like pretty much they're like, oh look, a hot babe. It's like, oh look, it's Ace Combat, and it's like,
Of course, you gotta attract the non-Ace Combat crowd, right? So, um, when you played the when you were playing the Ace Combat 7 demo, was there any type? What did the people from the area there said? Did they give you any special instructions or told you anything about the game?
No, it's
Just go
there was
play.
like there was a lot of people. There was like their first time like playing Ace Combat from what it looked like, and like it was just the game plays like every other Ace Combat on PlayStation 2, and so it was they really didn't say anything. They just
Just
there's a
go out
lot of
and play.
warnings, a lot of warnings, like I mean like for motion sickness, but it's like that was about it. But
Mm-hmm. talking about motion sickness. Did you get to experience a little bit, or not really? But it was to the point where you could see some people experiencing.
Mm, if I wanted to say some people were experiencing it because like they would try to do the barrel rolls, but then like they'd kind of stop, and then it's like they like try to like get their bearings straight or something.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I personally did it, like the first thing I did was just start spinning the aircraft around, and I thought it was motion sickness, but no, it was just like adrenaline, just like my heart was pumping.
Pumping. So yeah,
But yeah,
one other thing is I'm kind of worried about is how the sickness is gonna play out. If it's gonna affect many people or not. Maybe I think for me it wouldn't be a factor because I'm kind of used to it. But it's just like it's new technology, right? You never know, especially in airplanes. It's kind of a it's not like a first person shooter where the dynamic of the environment changes a lot. So I was kind of worried about that, but it looks okay, right? For the
yeah, yeah. It looks okay, but I mean, obviously, since the VR is brand new technology, the screen inside the VR doesn't look as great as like TVs today do.
mm-hmm.
But so because of that, it might like increase like the chances of motion sickness, but like definitely like so yeah, some people might get motion sickness, but others won't. But it's like
Well,
the experience, the VR experience is great.
yeah, it's like the benefit outweighs the drawbacks. And if you have a problem with VR, you can just take it down and play the normal on the TV, right?
Yes,
So I think
definitely.
it's pretty good. Like some people complain. I hear like not about it so much, but in VR games in general, they say like the games are not that good. But I don't think it's about the games itself. I think it's about like developing like the technology because one day it's gonna be like awesome, and I hope Ace Combat's doing that. I think it's part of the whole technology trend. So,
Yeah.
your video only has under a minute. So I heard that they only allowed you to take 1 minute of video or something like that.
Yes. It's since basically it was me and my cousin that we were gonna try out the demos, and yeah, they only allowed 1 minute of filming, and because we were pretty much standing inside. I mean, you could stand outside and film, but it's usually there'd be like a security guard that'll show up and be like, no filming allowed. But by the time we got to the front, we asked them, is it okay to film? And they're like, yeah, we only allow 1 minute. And basically, this is what we captured in that 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's super interesting. I think you were the first person to upload that on YouTube. I think that was really interesting because you would figure out some other people would do that, right? Even or I'm just wondering if it was part of their strategy just to let one person record. Have you thought about that?
No, I didn't think about that. I just kind of, I had the video and I was like, I need to upload it, and I was like, you know, just upload it, and then yeah, like a week later, I'm the only guy that's uploaded anything, and then I have
Mm-hmm.
like a couple thousand views already, and
Yeah, well, I think that was really good for you. As far as I know, there was another guy who recorded some gameplay, but he put the video out like today, like this morning. So I haven't got the chance to fully analyze that, but I think you did a good job. People are really happy that you upload the video. And so, what was the setting for that mission you were playing? I kind of see in the video that you were first on the ground. I mean, not on the ground, but on the carrier, looking at the cockpit inside of an F-18. Was there any kind of like briefing or type of setting in that mission?
the type of setting I want to say it would be like the like reminds me of the second mission of Ace Combat 5, where it's you're just flying, and then there's like two enemy bogeys, you kill them, and then another two enemy bogeys,
Do you
and
what would do you know like the airplane that those bogies would be or
it's
nationality?
I think there would be like they were like yeah like this the weak the I want to say like the weak airplanes like the F-16, and they were they might have been Erusian, or because I know the very last the very last airplanes you shoot down in the mission are drones, and
Mhm.
yeah, those are like the more what is it? The more
Yeah.
challenging ones,
So
and
you're saying the drones are actually more challenging than the conventional planes?
yes, yeah, because they're obviously they turn faster and everything than the very first airplanes that show up.
Mm-hmm. What I assume you've watched the second trailer of Case Combat 7, and I think in there you can see actually two type of the different drones. Would you be able to identify them? Like, are you talking about the drone that shows up in the Arsenal bird or the other one?
It might be the Arsenal bird one, but I don't know because it was like the MQ. I don't know. It was like an MQ-40 something drone, and
MQ-40. Okay, because
but
it looks like a small B-2 bomber in the game. Was that the one?
yeah, it might have been that one because it's with the VR since it's like the graphical quality on the VR isn't as good as it was on the TV. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you can't really make it out inside the thing, but like I'm sure if there's like footage, well, if there is footage from like outside, you'd probably be able to make out. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure it was the little V2 one. I mean V2 bomber drone thingy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I'll still there's the other gameplay from the other guy. I'm gonna analyze a little bit more. But yeah, how can you at least try to explain how much does the quality change like from a TV to using the VR in game,
Mm,
or it's kind of
let's
hard?
see. It's kind of hard to explain because of, like with the VR, it's like you have to set it like right, like directly, like
Or
adjusted
your
to your
eyes,
eyes.
yeah.
And it's like the further it's like not adjusted to your eyes, it's like the worse it kind of gets because like
Mm-hmm.
it tries to do like a 3D thing. So it's like if it's like perfectly aligned to your eyes, the quality is amazing, but it's like
It's
not
the
as good as it is on like the TV, like on the
mm-hmm.
screen that you see. And so I want to say it would kind of be like playing a PS2 game almost, but like just a little bit improved.
Okay. So I haven't got the chance to test the VR. I kind of missed some events I had locally. So do you actually like get to adjust the goggles like the distance between the screen and your eyes or something like that? Because that would make sense as people have different eyesights. But because you were in an event, then you were sharing with other people, right? So you couldn't set to your own, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's every time someone used it, they would wipe it down, and you'd have to, like adjust it yourself. And but it's like because it's like everyone has to use it. It's basically it's set up so to try
Mm-hmm.
to like match like
The standard kind of.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Then it would really depend, I guess, how the graphic quality would matter. But still, I think it's if it's PS2 in VR, I think that's still good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like well, it's because it's you notice like a lot of like jagged lines. So kind of so it reminds me of PS2, but it's more like yeah, kind of like Ace Combat Infinity, kind of almost.
hmm
I want to say. So.
I think Infinity has fairly good graphics. Okay, so how did you feel about the controls, like controlling the game, like the plane?
Well, let's see. It plays, like a PS2 Ace Combat game. Like same exact same buttons, and so like it felt great. It's like I picked it up. I started playing right away, and like I felt like Mobius won. It's
Oh
pretty
man,
good.
that's good. It's sweet because I have the PS4 as well, but and when you upgrade from the PS4, I mean from the PS3 to the PS4, you feel the difference in the controls. It's something way more smooth. I think that's gonna. Did you feel that when you played the game?
Yeah, it's it was like since 'Cause the PS4 controller is like really like like touch sensitive, like pressure sensitive. So it's like there's more like I want to say feels more precise,
Mm-hmm.
but like it feels like natural. You know, it's like
Yeah.
like if you kind of are the pilot, but without the G forces. So
That's still pretty amazing. One of the things I hear about is Combat 7 was that during the development, they wanted to make like those maneuvers possible, like the Cobra, where you just pull like and break the plane and go back,
yeah,
kind of. So when you were playing, did you feel like you had an extra maneuverability that you could input in the plane, or was more like the I don't know the PS2 Ace Combats, which they were more standardized, I guess. Did you feel like you had more or a different touch on the controls?
it's it felt more like the PS2 Ace Combats, but it felt like there might have been something else there. But because you're flying in an F-18, I'm guessing it's limited to what it could do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure like if you had like one of the Sukhois or something, then you'd probably be able to do more. But it's just one of the demos, so it's like you're trying to like not show everything like before the game comes
Yeah,
out.
it could be, because I would suppose that would take some time for them to develop. It would be something similar to the first Hawks, which had the off mode, something I guess like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Um. So I was just curious. When you played the game, did you see the instruments inside the plane working or something, or they were just pretty much static?
Um, Honestly, like I kind of wasn't paying attention, and like right after takeoff, it was just it's like
That makes sense.
yeah,
Because
because
you use
it's
the
like
HUD, right?
yeah, it's because it's kind of like I'm guessing they might have like a different like a helmet in that world or whatever. So it's like when you're looking at something, it's it's like there's like some stuff there and like some HUD stuff and like through in the VR and so you kind of don't have to like look at the instrument panel, but it's yeah, like when you like look at the instrument panel when you're before you're taking off, like some of it
Yeah,
works.
it looks very detailed.
Yeah, it is very detailed and but yeah, it's like once I got in the air, it's I just kind of started like like just flying around and stuff.
No, that makes sense because that's why you have the HUD, right?
Yeah.
Um, Let me see what else. What did you think about the graphics? I noticed that or actually in some parts of the video, you can see like a little bit of moisture on the canopy, and also like going inside the cloud. What did you think about that?
Well, at first, cause it's like I hadn't seen the trailer, like cause when I was standing outside, it's like I was stuck behind the tree, so I couldn't really see the TV they had outside showing all the demos.
Oh
But once I
man,
got inside, I flew through a cloud and I was like, whoa, the whole thing is wet and like it was pretty cool.
did you feel like that would actually matter like in a combat, or like you would lose like the radar contact with other planes or something like that?
I felt that like it kind of would help in a combat situation because it's like let's say the you're chasing someone and they go through the clouds and like and the whole thing becomes wet and it's like you lose vision and you have to rely on electronics assuming that you're not being jammed at the time and so yeah you'd have to like wait until the thing goes away or like fly out the cloud to get better vision. So
Yeah.
like yeah, like if so like let's say you are being jammed and you can't track them through with the radar and they fly through that, it'd probably make it a little harder for like to fight them.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine that. Have they? I mean, was there any like voice chatter in the mission? Was there like any kind of setting? Say like, this is your squadron. That's your mission today. You're gonna do this, 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 and this.
Yeah, it's like oh you're on a training mission, it's and basically just shoot down these two bogies that were spotted, and then it's like you shoot them down. It's like oh two more bogies spotted, go get them, and they're like
So it
like, all
just
right,
keeps like
return.
increasing when you're in the air.
Yeah, and then it's like at the end, it's like, oh, return to base, and they're like, wait, it's like 4 enemy drones spotted, and then you go kill them, and then that's pretty much it. It's
Would you have any like indication from the game of like what kind of squadron you were, or where you were, or what country you were? I'm assuming you would be like Ocean or something like that in that game.
it actually didn't really say anything. It just says you're just you're on a like training mission, and then that's about it.
Oh, okay. They're keeping the mystery so
Yeah.
far. And did you hear anything about like flight sticks or other pedals? I think that would make this game perfect.
Yeah, it's I don't know, like if you could see like in the background of my video, there's like a Thrustmaster booth, and I went there and I picked up some brochures, and then like Thrustmaster's making flight sticks, but like not specifically for Ace Combat but for other games.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got the idea. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go ask them. So I went back and I asked them, so like, will you have any support for flight sticks? And they says, we will add support for flight sticks, but it's like we don't have like a current, like we're not working on
Oh
like
man.
a current one right now, but they will add the support for flight sticks in the future.
Wow. To add that to my list of things to buy. VR and flight sticks. And I have the PS4, but I'm debating whether I should upgrade to the Pro or not. But oh man. I think these are all my questions, so I think right now I'll open to the live chat. See what the people have to ask you. That sound good?
All right.
Alright,
All right.
people.
Okay.
I'm checking on the live chat. I've been checking the messages, but now it's the time. I'll leave it open for you guys to make some questions to Game Lard, and I'll ask him. Oh, I'm guessing he's also looking at the live chat, right?
Yeah, it's like it's weird because it's like there's a delay from like
Oh yeah.
from what we're saying to like the live chat.
I
So,
know,
but,
I know. I try it. Especially
yeah,
like
no
if
problem.
you look the one in the video, it's delayed. But if you actually look at the actual live chat, it's
Yeah.
not. The reason why I put the live chat in the video just because it keeps it when because when the live stream finishes, YouTube or the other websites they don't save the live chat. And I think it's interesting to have.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. From Shayan Ulmer, did you hear any call signs in the radar chatter?
Let's see. I don't know. I kind of wasn't paying attention because I was
Too much
enjoying the
adrenaline.
game. But yeah. So I'm sorry I can't say anything about that. Let's see. The flying field, does it fly like the originals? Mike Rennie, it definitely flies like the originals. Like the PS2 ones. So there's that.
I think they want to have it feel original, but at the same time they want to add a little bit more touch, something more modern.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's definitely something else there, but it's like because it's a demo, it's like they don't want to, I guess like spill the beans on that.
Oh yeah, it's
Because-
funny that like question was from Taras Shevchenko. Was there any music and how was it?
Yeah, there was background music, and it's like it felt like Ace Combat 5-ish, Ace Combat 4, like it didn't feel anything like the Ace Combat Horizon, but it felt like definitely like the PS2 Ace Combat music.
All right, that's looking promising.
Let's see.
I think it's funny how one day like we have the trailer, then we have all that hype, and then it kind of dies down. But then the producer releases any more information about the game, then the hype is all the way back, then dies down, and then new information, and this cycle keeps on going. Does the game bring the atmosphere of the original Ace Combat? I think you already answered, right? But it's more like Ace Combat 4, Ace Combat 5-ish?
Yeah, it's definitely takes place after Ace Combat 5. So but yeah, it definitely brings back that atmosphere. It's like there's probably gonna be a super weapon involved, but I don't know what it is.
I got my. I think I'm gonna spoil now, but I got my theories. Should I spoil or not spoil?
That's completely up to you, man.
Let's ask the people, guys. You want me to just spoil a little bit? Well, not really spoil because I'm not sure. Just my theories, right? Like yesterday I was doing my video about the lighthouse location, and I did it for like a couple hours. After that, I already started working on my second video about Ace Combat 7, and I spent maybe like 3 hours researching. So it's gonna be interesting. Interesting. Have they mentioned anything about the price of the game?
No, it's like, but I would imagine, like regular retail costs. Um, but yeah, it's like they kept a lot of things on the wrap. It's like you like certain questions they wouldn't answer,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's pretty much it's like what you saw is what you got, pretty much.
Oh, I see. Have they mentioned any other like kind of detail about that you thought was interesting?
Mm,
Or they were more like the quiet type of, hey, you go there and play, kind of like that.
it's yeah, but yeah, pretty much it's like they would just like they would definitely answer any questions like related to like the demo that they had, like or like pretty much everything we kind of covered already. But it's like when you start asking like more specific questions about like like more of the game, it's like kind of like you just have to wait until the game comes out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Well, let me look, see if I can find my paper. Because I had like research on it. Just don't know where I put it right now. One second, guys. I'm just gonna get the paper.
Hey Derek, I can't hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear me now? Okay. I think I don't know what happened, but my microphone here just stopped. So I'm now using the microphone from my headset. Gamelard, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think maybe he can't hear me. All right, I'll uh for Mike, do we need VR to play the game? No, you can play with or without VR. It's been confirmed already. So it's I think I'm gonna use my headset. I mean, for now, because my microphone's not working for some reason, and I'm not sure if I know it's sad, but it looks like the light is on, so it should be working, but it's not. But whatever. There was a question about if Captain Anderson is back in on the Castro or something like that. Well, first the Castro is on the bottom. Sorry to say that. We just gotta accept, but we'll accept that together. Then I think Ace Combat 7 takes place 10 years after the events in Ace Combat 5. So that would, in Ace Combat 5 is on 2010. Ace Combat 7 it would be 2020, and that's been already confirmed by the games. I think that because I can't hear Lard, I think I'm just gonna take him out of the Skype. But I just wanted to say that was a really good having you here. I think people enjoyed the interview we had. Just a little bit about chat about Ace Combat. So thanks again for the interview, and hope we can maybe do another one. And I'll take this from now on. We can discuss a little bit about Ace Combat 7. Any possible release date? Not yet. I know we've been waiting, but in the Japanese trailer, they only had the year 2017, so sometime in 2017. But due to how the game looks like it's progressing, because I heard that as of now they had finished like 50% of the game, which is kind of interesting because in 2015 they said they had about 20% of the game done, and then 1 year after they had 30 more percent done, so a total of 50. So it's like, is it really gonna be 2017? I hope so, but they gave 2017. I think it's gonna be way towards the end of the year, so they have enough time to finish. So I think that's all we can say about release date. They're planning to do in 2017, probably end of the year. It's kind of a two-year wait after the game was announced. Any Easter eggs in the game? I think it's a question from Marco. I think that's too soon to tell. But yeah, and I heard what the interesting thing that I heard is that Ace Combat 7's campaign will take around 10 hours. I think that's a lot for nowadays games, and I think that's still pretty good. I think even Ace Combat 5 didn't have a campaign as long as that at least in time to play, although it had a lot of different missions. But you could finish those missions fairly quick, depending on them. Will you have to buy $50 of fuel for the rest of the game? I don't think they're doing that. The fuel system was for Ace Combat Infinity, so you could, like, the reason for Ace Combat Infinity was kind of to support the development of Ace Combat 7, so kind of how to fund Ace Combat 7. So if you think we kind of all funded Ace Combat 7, and I don't think they're gonna implement that system in Ace Combat 7, the fuel system. I think it's just gonna be normal multiplayer, like just play it, like no need to worry about fuel. Question: did Osia build a new Arcbird? That's an interesting question. I wouldn't say an Arcbird necessarily, but the reason for the Arcbird was to start space development and start the efforts for the International Space Station. What we do have in a similar fashion is the space elevator. That would help a lot on space development. I've been doing some research online, and for space elevators, there are some people I know. There's someone who asked in the live stream to make a video about space elevators, like what it is, what it's used for, how it can be used in Ace Combat, and something like that. How it takes place in the story. I'm planning on doing that. Don't worry, guys. But from my research, space elevators, like the country who builds the space elevator or the first space elevator, would pretty much dominate the space development or space occupation, like in terms of satellites and that kind of stuff. From the estimates I've seen, the costs, I think, I'm not sure if it's a kilogram or a pound, so don't quote me on that. But the cost to send one either kilogram or pound is about $22,000 to space. Send to space. That's using conventional rockets, which are not really efficient, and you can't really reuse them. As for what I've heard, for a space elevator, that cost would go down from 22,000 to about 1,000. You're saving a lot of money. It's like 22 times cheaper, basically. So the country who has that kind of technology would pretty much dominate the space and consequently the world, because we all use satellites today and that kind of stuff. I see Gamer commenting right. Sorry I couldn't continue the voice interview, bro. That's no worries, man. I think we really had a good discussion, and sometimes technical problems happen. Sometimes I didn't want it happened to me, as you saw in my microphone. I had to switch, but sometimes they really happen, and I have to put up this screen. Wait, where is it? This screen. Yeah, it's a nice wallpaper. It's cool. Okay, now back. So, country that has a space elevator would pretty much dominate the world in terms of technology. And we've seen in Ace Combat 7 there's a huge emphasis on technology from the Erusians. Now, the interesting thing about Ace Combat 7 is that the space elevator apparently does not belong to any nation. Maybe it's built on one, but shouldn't belong to any, because it's, as it says, is an international space elevator. So I'm kind of interested in how that's gonna play out in the story. Like, it's not something we have on our Earth, because we don't have that kind of project or anything similar. That's a building where all of humanity uses collectively. I'm guessing there's no real word example. So it's gonna be interesting as to how that's gonna make part in the story. Another video I'm planning to make, and that's the kind of research I've been doing yesterday, it's Erusia's history. As we've known, in Ace Combat 4, Erusia is a federal republic, but in Ace Combat 7 it turns into a kingdom. So I'm not gonna say everything, because this video is probably gonna take 20 minutes ish or more. So it's a long story to explain everything. I don't know, if I do in one, I might split into other parts. But Erusian history is fairly complex. And I take this from the events in Stranger from, I want to say, 1994 to 2006-ish. What happened first in 1994 was the discovery of the Ulysses asteroid, and then all the countries started panicking. Oh, this asteroid's gonna come and hit us and kill us and that kind of bad stuff. And then there was what I call, because I don't think there's an official name, but I call the North Eusean Union. So some countries in Eusea, mainland North, they formed a union in the Strangers Cold War. But some countries in the South, they didn't want to participate. The countries in the South, they wanted to be friends or be allies with Osea as it was his superpower. So this kind of ended up in a war in Osea, which is the events that happened in Ace Combat 2 and Ace Combat 3D, which is a remake of Ace Combat 2. So you might as well. I took a look at some Ace Combat 3D gameplay. Yesterday was a learning experience because I didn't play the game before. So there was this war. I'll guess in 1998. I think that's the year. At the same year, Stonehenge was completed, and the war the Stonehenge, I think it was kind of in one of the neutral countries, so that's why I explained why it was still managed to be built, because there was like a war in the continent going on. And the Ulysses asteroid, it hit Earth in 1999, in the middle of the year. Following that, there was a huge economic and refugee crisis. After that, Eurasia was one of the main countries that was being forced to accept refugees. So it was a really bad situation, and Eurasia felt that they couldn't take more refugees. They didn't like the international pressure on them, and once they stopped accepting refugees, other countries started boycotting Eurasian goods or the Eurasian economy, and Eurasia was really pissed off, as you can say. And so, in order to solve this situation, and this is my theory from now on, I'm just making an assumption because it's not confirmed, fascism rose in the country, and the fascists thought they could solve the problem. In a similar way, they did in Belka, kind of. And so Eurasia, in order to stop the international pressure and the boycott, they prepared all their military, and they invaded Stonehenge. So, in a way to threaten the Allied forces, or the ISAF, which was formed. And then there was the complete war in Ace Combat 4, all the events. Then Eurasia was eventually defeated, and that's kind of where I'm still making up my theory and studying a little bit more. But there were 3 groups that were formed after Eurasia lost the war. The first one was the young Eurasian officers. They were the ones that took down Megalith and say, "Oh, we're gonna revenge and we're gonna blow shit up." And yeah. The second group, I believe it's the group that created Free Eurasia. So there were some people who were still in the military, and they didn't want to just make peace with the ISAF. They didn't want to surrender, basically. And the third and last group, I think, would be the actual royal family-ish of Eurasia, because it's a kingdom. You don't go from like a republic to kingdom, because you don't just get a king. You don't say, "Oh, hey, you're the king now." So I think that the royal family was always existed. Just that during the fascist regime, they were kind of in the puppets, so you can call. And I think it's gonna reshape. They're gonna take the power again after the events of Free Eurasia, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm still formulating the theory, but I'm looking at some questions here though. Ace Combat fan, do you ever read our comments? I do, guys. I do. I was kind of formulating my theory, and I kind of get distracted. But yes, I am seeing. Someone asked. I know someone asked about VR, and how it comes with Ace Combat 7. You don't have to have VR to play Ace Combat 7. Let's make that very clear. All you need is PS4 and the game. No need for VR. If you wanna play with VR, that's cool. Buy it. It's just extra. It's optional. You don't need VR to play Ace Combat 7. That has been very clear since the beginning of the the announcement of the trailer. Chris Jordan. He sounds almost as wonderful as Thunderhead. I hope you're not talking about me. uh, I'm seeing some people asking, can you? I mean, Dice Strike is asking, can you rip the soundtrack from the disc to my PS3? I'm not sure what you mean. Which game you're talking about? Now Mike is saying, "Oh, Yellow Tree, Ace Combat Fan, I believe you. I want to believe about Yellow. Hashtag I want to believe. I'm not saying it's confirmed, but he could be like right. I put it really like I really put an emphasis. That's a theory. I'm not. I I hope it. I hope it. I'm kind of right. I guess that would be interesting. Uh, Ace Combat Fan. Do you know if laser stuff can be applied to a normal aircraft just as we thought? Well, it's strange rule, so everything's possible. Yet, as we've seen in the even in the previous games, Ace Combat games, lasers were lasers were already a weapon. You can look at Ace Combat 5, Ace Combat 0. There was already the TLS, the Tactical Laser System. What I think it's interesting in Ace Combat 7 is like the F-15. As you can see in the trailer, it has like those gun pods on the sides under the wings. And it kind of makes sense because as of today in real world, lasers do exist, but they are not that efficient. So they exist, but they're not efficient enough. Just that there's more efficiency in Ace Combat, the Ace Combat universe. What do you think the multiplayer will be like in Ace Combat 7? That's a question from Mike. Um. Okay. I think we can all agree with this that Ace Combat Infinity had a really good gameplay online. In the co-op missions. I'm not saying about regardless of the field system, but I think it was really fun in Infinity to have like co-op missions. So I could see them putting it back. It really depends on how the story is made. I think because in Ace Combat Infinite you kind of have that open story. It was left unfinished, as Hitler said. So you can always explore just by playing co-op. And again, if there's an opening in the story of Ace Combat, I think they could put the co-op. It would be really interesting. I also thought some modes in Assault Horizon were interesting, where like they had like the capital conquest and that kind of stuff. But surely that has to be changed a little bit because the gameplay is different. There's no DFM and that kind of stuff. But and as for multiplayer like battle against each other like a deathmatch, I think they have to improve on that because in Infinity it's kind of like just a circling battle, and it's not that fun. Like it's pretty boring. I don't even play that much team deathmatch that much. So I think one of the things that they could do in order to maybe prevent the circling match is kind of like implement Oh God. Okay. I think I'm back. I have no idea what's happening, cause I've been using this microphone. It was working fine. Then it stops. Then I switch to this microphone. Then it stops. Then I switch to the other microphone again back. And I have no idea why this is happening. But we're back. So I think that's what matters. I'm not sure how much you've missed when I was speaking. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. In a shorter way. So I played Ace Combat 3, the international version. The crappy one. It's not the best. Still, it's worth playing just because, it's one of the good times. But I still have the Japanese version, which I can't play because my PS3 is American and it doesn't recognize Japanese games. But it's still something nice to have because that's like a rare collectible item, I guess. And Project Nemo, they translated the Japanese version into English, which is much more complex and the story is more developed. So I think that's gonna be that's interesting. I'm looking forward to play the translated version. Maybe put some commentary and upload to YouTube. I think you guys like it. I think there's already some people doing that though. But I'll be looking forward to buy it, even though actually because I don't know too much about Ace Combat 3, mainly to the language barrier. But yes, I guess I'm not sure why my computer's kind of lagging a little bit. So I kind of have to check on the live chat here. Just 1 second, guys. But yeah, thanks for coming out today. I think we had a good time. I'm planning to do more and more live streams. I think you guys enjoy. It kinda gives me a good feedback on how I'm doing, and the chat that's on the video, I think it's kind of frozen. But then right now I'm following the chat on YouTube. Okay, question from Marco. Ace Combat Finn, are you going to make a giveaway or something? I don't have the money, guys. Sorry. I'm a student. It's one of those tough days, the dark times financially, because you're only using money, you don't get much. And yeah. I'm also doing flight training. Well, that's kind of expensive for me, but if I can do a giveaway of something that doesn't cost me money, I would do that. But yeah, maybe could we do like a online match or something? It's free, right? As for call sign for the Ace Combat 7 protagonist, we don't know the call sign yet. I'm guessing, but the name of the squadron is Trigger Squadron. I'm kind of confused if the squadron of the protagonist that's called Trigger, to be honest. But either way, it's one of them. Can you knit a sweater from your chopper dyed tears? No. No, I hide my tears. Yeah, I know you guys are joking. Maybe it like for the giveaway, maybe I don't have the money, guys, sorry. But we could do like an online match or something. Be it Ace Combat or War Thunder, just have fun. And I could live stream and play some Ace Combat music. That would be fun, But yeah, it's Trigger. the call sign, either the call sign or the squadron name. It was interesting that, as far as I know, like back into the very early developing time of Ace Combat 7, they were actually thinking, they didn't know the call sign, so they were trying all the new possibilities, and I think they even considered the call sign to be player, which is like, you're playing the game, being called player. So, question from Mike Rainey: Ace Combat fan, favorite game, mission, and plane. Go. Okay, favorite game I don't have. Favorite mission I don't have. Favorite plane, Shinden. I know. You guys ask me this very often, but Ace Combat, it's so great. I can't tell. I can't. From story point of view, then I would say Ace Combat 5. From in mission point of view, I would say Ace Combat 0. From, I guess, the art, I like Ace Combat 4's art. In terms of complexity, Ace Combat 3, of course. And I don't have an answer for what's my favorite Ace Combat. It is, oh yeah, as Phil Collins is mentioning, there's a lot of possible memes or jokes about Trigger, and I've made already one. You can see in my video. Oh, what was the name of it? Okay, the second trailer analysis of Ace Combat 7. You can check that. Question from Marco: Ace Combat fan, do you know if there are any characters from before Ace Combat 7? So far, at least that it has been officially confirmed, none. So far. But then, as I said, there's my theory about Yellow 13 being back. Could be. Maybe. And we don't have that many characters yet, so I think it's too soon to tell. Now let me just see, because my computer is really frozen right now. It's not updating my chat. So let me see if I can open it again. It's funny that it does get a little bit. My computer was doing fine before I started live stream. Now it's so slow. What else? Oh, okay. So as of now, I kind of want to hear some feedback from you guys. As of now, as you might have seen, I'm uploading the campaign of Ace Combat 2. So I kind of want to know about you guys. What do you want next? I'm thinking about doing the Ace Combat 3 Japanese version, but translated into English version with commentary, or a live stream. But I have to practice before doing a live stream because I don't want to die in front of you guys. Other than that, I bought some new games recently. Where are they? I bought Iron Sky: The Invasion. I bought Jane's Advanced Strike Fighters, which I heard it's bad, but I'm not sure because I haven't played. And what was the other game? I bought these two games here. Robotech, which is how they call Macross, like the Japanese Macross. They call, I'm not sure why they translate in the States or in America here to Robotech, but that's a Macross game. The other game I have is Energy Air Force, but I'm just not sure if it's gonna be playable or not because I bought this in Japan and my PS2 is American, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Ace Combat fan, maybe the game have something that enable us to change the plane color. What do you think about this? I think that's quite possible because we had that in Assault Horizon. kind of customizable. I think that's what the games are going nowadays, and I think that's possible. Infinity planes are also very customizable. I guess that's what you can say. I'm hearing that the live stream is not doing very well. I guess the health of the live stream. I think it's kind of has something to do with the video. I hope it gets better. Another suggestion from Terry. You should check out Skycrawler's Innocent Aces. It's like Ace Combat in World War II. It's also made by Namco. Yes, I do have Skycrawlers. I bought Skycrawlers here in Canada, but then I had my Wii in Brazil because I'm from Brazil. So when I went there for summer, I brought in the Wii just for Skycrawlers, and I have them here. I just need some time. There's so much gameplay I want to record, but it's the lack of time that has kept me away from it. Because I was in university, but then it finally finished yesterday with the last exam, so I'm free right now. In a way, yes. So I'm very happy. I think I'm gonna do a lot of videos in the meantime in this winter break. Ace Combat fan, did you try to contact Namco for some more information? I don't think they would give us any information. So yeah, I kind of want to know what you guys are feeling like for future videos. There are some gameplays, like I mentioned before, Ace Combat 3, Japanese version translated, Energy Air Force, Macross. I bought other games too. Some aviation games. I'm thinking about expanding a little bit into other aviation games that are not Ace Combat, which it's kind of the same genre, but obviously I'm still gonna keep the focus on Ace Combat because that's my name, right? So yeah, like this is gonna be a good break. I'm actually traveling tomorrow to enjoy my vacations. I'm going back home to Brazil, and I have video games there too, so I can play and record some stuff there. But it's gonna be some good times. Yes. I think question from MR Andros guy. Ace Combat 7 is still in production, and as air show mode, that would be interesting. I think that that would be a little bit. That would be interesting, but I'm just not sure if you could coordinate everything in an air show, because you would probably need more than one person. So I don't think they'll put that in the game. It's more like it would be more for a computer game like War Thunder or DCS. Then you could say that would be more feasible to do that in War Thunder or something like that, because you need more coordination for an air show mode. Although you could probably fly on the free flight, and it would be interesting if they had like an online free flight. Then that would enable you to do an air show mode. That would be interesting. Ace Combat fan, do you know if there's gonna be a split screen like Ace Combat 0? Unfortunately, nowadays games are moving away from split screen, and you can notice that on other games. And to be honest, I don't like that. Why can't you just enjoy the game with a friend in your house or something like that? I myself was a fan of the split screen mode in the other previous Ace Combats, such as, Ace Combat 5. I think it was pretty good, and I hope they put in that. But the fact is, nowadays games are moving more into moving more into online and just online, because it's all the internet and that kind of stuff. But I still feel like they should do split screen. It's like a classic feature in some of the Ace Combats. Yeah. As for the guys that are giving me some information about other games, like to play for future, I'll post a list of games that I have on either my Twitter or my Facebook. If you haven't, please go check out my page there. The links are in the description of the video. But I'll give the list of the games that I have so far, and you guys can kind of plan what do you want to see more in the channel. Yeah. Question. Ace Combat fan, do you accept friend requests on the PS3 or PSN, basically? Unfortunately, I can't because my list is already full. So sorry, guys, but we can still play online someday. Yeah, I can maybe host an event someday. We can do a live stream, and you can just come in, drop by, and come play. That's kind of what I was doing on the day of the second trailer of Ace Combat 7. I kind of hosted an online match in Assault Horizon, and I was doing a live stream as well, but the live stream was in Portuguese. It's more about I was doing a live stream with some friends, and we were just talking about the theories behind Ace Combat 7. So it's like we just do the match for fun, but we can discuss a little bit. But yeah, it's my PSN is full. Sorry, guys, but we can still maybe host an event or do something, or even play on PC. Because sometimes I play War Thunder. Haven't played in a while because of university. But yes, that would be good. Also, as some of you might have noticed, I put some videos in my channel that are not in English. They're usually some videos in other language. They're usually in Portuguese if they're not in English. But I'm gonna stop that. I'm not gonna upload the videos in Portuguese anymore. I'm just gonna focus on English because I know most people here pretty much speak English. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop doing them. I'm just gonna as of now, I'm planning to make a second channel in Portuguese, and I'll give some more details on that later on. But yeah, I'm planning to make everything in English as of now in the channel. I guess that helps. Although you do get to see my actual voice when you watch my videos in Portuguese. Cool. Ace Combat fan, did I play Hawks and Hawks 2? Yes. Hawks 1 is awesome. Hawks 2, no. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. I kinda have a feel that Ace Combat should implement a little bit about the off mode from Hawks to give some more control of the plane. Although I don't want to see the third person view, like they're really far away as they show in Hawks. So yeah. Ace Combat fan, do you know if this game is gonna be released on PC or other consoles? As far as official confirmation goes, it's only going to be on PS4. But I've heard Kazutoki mention, I think in an interview or something, that they're looking at the possibility of making Ace Combat 7 a multi-platform game. But so far, only PS4. That's the official position from the company. Like I've mentioned before, I'm gonna be traveling. I'm gonna go back to Brazil, which is good to visit my family. And I'm actually traveling tomorrow, so I kind of have to pack my suitcase and everything. So I won't be able to stay here for long. I just want to give a heads up on that. But don't worry, cause I've got some videos that are gonna be uploaded while I'm traveling, and cause I can schedule them from YouTube. That's pretty cool. So yeah, the videos are not gonna stop just because I'm traveling, and I'm gonna be in my home, so I can make videos too, right? Ace Combat fan, do you still have hope for an Ace Combat 6 release on PS4? I never had such hopes. I'm sorry, but it's not gonna happen. No, like if you mention about a remake of Ace Combat 6 on PS4, I think that's extremely unlikely. First, because Ace Combat 6 is a really new game compared to the other Ace Combat games. It's modern. It's like third generation because it's on Xbox 360. It's a third generation console. And if Project Aces was to make remakes of other games, then the games from the PS2 would be obviously the best choice. Be it Ace Combat 4, Ace Combat 5, or Ace Combat 0. But 6? No. A question from Terry. Have I played Blazing Angels 2? I have played the first one. I uploaded the campaign on my YouTube channel. I bought the second one, but I haven't played yet. I have the game and everything ready to go, but I haven't tried it yet. Too many games to play, guys. It's my biggest problem. It's lack of time. I wish a day had 48 hours. That would be my dream coming true. Yeah, I understand, Martin. I myself just bought the Xbox to play Ace Combat 6. Fortunately, it was a gift from my grandma. Because I still lived in Brazil at the time, but I was traveling to the U.S. and in the U.S. everything's so much cheaper than Brazil, so I had the chance to buy there. So that's how I got the Xbox and Ace Combat 6, which I'm really happy to have. Although the PlayStation 2 games are way better. Let's see in the comments. Question: what one of the themes of Ace Combat 7 will go down as drones versus humans? What do I think about it? Okay, that's the question from the EA 18G Growlers. So, as we might have seen in the trailer, the technology development of AIs is gonna be one of the major factors, if not the major factor. Well, the other one being the space elevator, but that's kind of related to technology and space technology. So, the way I see, that's gonna be like the center theme. Like Ace Combat 0 had that center theme about being about mercenaries or how mercenaries should fight and something like that. I think that's how it's gonna happen in Ace Combat 7. As there were some rumors years ago, not about Ace Combat, but about Top Gun 2. From what I've heard about Top Gun 2, what the plot was supposed to be, it was supposed to be something similar to what we're having in Ace Combat 7 right now. It was going to be more about, yes, we're still humans, but at the same time, technology is still here and it's evolving at a really fast a fast pace. Now computers, they can do many calculations in a very short amount of time. They can imagine all the possibilities, all the probabilities, see what's the best course of action. So, could you defeat a computer? If that was a real question in the real world, I would say it's impossible. Just because computers would have such a small reaction time, and they would be so automated that you wouldn't be able to win as a human. You just wouldn't. Other factors that go along with this in mind is that they're computers. They can get much more information than a pilot can do it. Because of sensors, because of situational awareness, because the input that you can give to a computer is much bigger than a human brain itself. And another factor adding to the UAV's advantage is that they don't have limitations or physical limitations like a fighter pilot has. So, in a normal aircraft, the plane needs the cockpit, all the what I call the survival or life support systems, such like oxygen. The pilots need to endure high Gs. The computer doesn't have to worry about that. It can outperform, outmaneuver, and even the aircraft can be designed with different aerodynamics, because the Gs are not a factor. And with an array of sensors all around the aircraft, it just can react faster overall. And that adds up to another point, is that as for pilots, real pilots, they are not expendable. You don't want to lose a pilot because he's an asset to your country. You've invested so much money training your pilot, and you can't replace easily a pilot. You have to train another one. That's gonna take time. That's gonna take a lot of money, and it's not that easy. On the other hand, UAVs are fairly expendable. As you've seen in the trailer, in the second trailer of Ace Combat 7, the FAST or I forgot the name now. The Arsenal bird. It has 80 UAVs. That's an insane amount of numbers. And they probably are all maneuverable, small, and armed. First, if you go one to one with human pilot against UAV, probably the UAV will win because of the factors I mentioned previously. It's just better than a human pilot. But when it's one pilot against 80 UAVs, if the technology is really developed, no chance. You're not gonna win because it's just too many of them. And if there's a link between the whole 80 UAVs, they can just maneuver in a certain fashion where they can get you from every angle. So if the technology is fully developed, impossible. But that's where I think we get into the game, is the technology is still being developed. So as a pilot, you have to face that technology and defeat Erusia or whoever is developing the technology before they can reach the perfection level, which at that point you would not be able to win a dogfight. And if they reach that point, if Erusia reached that point, they can just take over the world by just making drones, UAVs. Doesn't require manpower. You just need to build them. It's easily replaceable. You just need to build another one, and it'll be easy. And they can attack 24/7. And they have that technology to do that. As we've seen in the game, it's some really advanced stuff. So I think XCOM 7 will be more humans fighting against the AI before the AI reaches the perfection level, is what I could call. Let me look up the chat now, because really, my computer is really slow. Let me see. So as Matthew Diaz, he made a comment. The UAVs will have a small reaction time, so a shorter reaction time than a human pilot, but they would not take risks. That's true. If you analyze from like a really computer point of view, they wouldn't take risk at all, and because they would maneuver so perfectly, they would never be in danger of being hit, except if you change the aggressiveness on the UAV to kill the enemy as fast as you can, then they would take more risks. But that's of course something that has to be programmed on the UAV itself. It depends on who's the one programming it, or what the intentions of the people controlling the UAVs want. If they don't want to use any if they don't want to lose any UAVs, or if they can just want to kill the enemy as fast as they can. Although I think the human pilot wouldn't have that much chance. And maybe they could put this as a Ace of Aces difficulty. That would be interesting. Also, one of my theories supporting the UAVs, as it comes from my Yellow 13 theory. If you haven't, there's a video on it you can watch later. But if the UAVs that are being developed, they should learn from someone. In Russia, this someone would probably be Yellow 13, which he would be the best teacher, because he's the best pilot. So UAVs can learn more efficiently from Yellow 13. So that's why I think his comeback in the game would make sense. Question from Cheyenne. Did I play any of the handheld games? Yes, I have Ace Combat X, Ace Combat X2, Joint Assault. I also bought Ace Combat Advance for the Game Boy. I don't have a Game Boy, but my cousin has it, so I played a little bit. I didn't like it that much. But I haven't played the Ace Combat XI, which is for the iPhone, nor the 3DS, because I don't have 3DS, which is very sad. Nor the one for cell phone, Northern Wings. But I'll be looking into it like an emulator or something. So let me just go on the comments. It's really, my computer is like really slow. I'm not sure if it's the stream or it's like something processing my computer. I don't really get it. Ace Combat fan, do you think that clouds will have a purpose, or for example hiding like inside the clouds to avoid the enemies? I think so. Because yeah, as you mentioned in your comment in the first trailer, someone says you're surrounded, head for the clouds. I think that makes sense, because in the cloud, with the moisture and everything, I think you could evade the enemies, because all that moisture is gonna get like in the way of the radar and that kind of stuff. And if you're being locked by a heat seeker missile, I think if you stay inside the cloud, they would kind of. I'm not saying it's gonna hide you like 100%, but the impression of the heat is gonna be less because there's gonna be water. Water is very good in absorbing heat and not changing temperature that much. So it could reduce a little bit of your heat signature if you're inside a cloud, which would make maybe evading missiles easier in the game. And I think as long as if you feel overpowered, just go into the clouds, and I guess you have some time to think or not be targeted or something like that. Yeah. So any more questions? I'm gonna be traveling tomorrow, but I already know what I'm gonna do when I'm inside of airplane. I'm just gonna be like typing like scripts for like the new videos I'm gonna do, because I recently started this practice of writing scripts. Someone suggested me that, so I thought, well, give it a try. So I'm planning some good videos, kind of like the one I posted yesterday. They take some time to edit, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Ace Combat Fan, do you think we could have 2 special weapons like I mentioned before? Yes. I think that because actually yeah, I mentioned that before in the first trailer. But as I saw in the second trailer, there's a very tiny short clip that it shows you the HUD like of the actual gameplay. So you can see you have gun, you have missile, you have special weapon, and flares. So I didn't see a slot for the second special weapon, so I'm not sure if it's gonna happen or not. But from the looks of the first trailer, it looks like, because the weapons bay, there were 3 of them. One under the plane, which is the main weapons bay that the F-22 Raptor has. The other 2 were under the wings, so like a wings weapons bay, and they open at different times. So I would think they have like a different control, or they're different weapons, but I'm not sure. It's gonna be interesting. From Dan, question about turbulence. As far as I've heard, there's gonna be turbulence in the game. I think that's a major step for any game to do it, to put wind or turbulence, because in general games, they don't have wind. Either Ace Combat, can be Call of Duty, can be Battlefield. There's no wind. It would just, at least in online, that would make such a hassle to fly in turbulence, to snipe from long range with wind, because you don't know where the wind is coming from. So I think that's gonna be a major change in Ace Combat. I'm curious how they're gonna do it, how they're gonna implement wind and turbulence. But I think it's gonna it will remind me a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of the mission in the Typhoon in Ace Combat Assault Horizon. I'm expecting something like that, but they have a long way to go. I think they can tweak everything, and yeah. Question from NW Crazy Fox. Are you still gonna make Hitler react to Ace Combat games? I'm trying I'm trying to think of a way how I can put this into Ace Combat 7. But Hitler, usually, he doesn't react very happily to things. And I don't have anything to complain about Ace Combat 7, so I'm really trying to find something. But yes, the Hitler parodies, they're still gonna happen. I just have to think about the script and do it. Yeah. Martin's question: do you think there will be an engine flameout? I mean, an example: you fly through smoke and your engine dies. Well, it's true that if you fly a engine, a jet engine into smoke, there are gonna be issues. Kind of depends on the smoke, though. I think it's a missile smoke, it should be fine. But if it's like volcanic ash, don't do it. So I think kind of depends on the smoke you're talking about. But I think to that point it gets too realistic. I don't think that would be an Ace Combat thing to have it. But I don't know. I think that's too much. Ace Combat fan, can you give us our thoughts about multiplayer? Do you think it's gonna be like Infinity? Yes, I think there's no information. Okay, no information, guys. This is not official. What I'm gonna say, but I think they're gonna put co-op just because it was very successful in Infinity. That's my only reason. Team deathmatch, they're gonna they have to put it because that's the main focus of multiplayer. But they have to tweak that a little bit to work better. Otherwise, everything's just gonna be missile spamming and circle fights. It's just not good. Not good. I see some people giving hellos. That's kind of interesting because I'm always curious about where the people in this live stream are from. So, I was kind of wondering where you guys are from. I know there are some people. Dan is from São Paulo. Nice to see you. It's the other Brazilian, but yeah, that's cool. There's Dice Strike from Ireland. That's cool. And Marco from Serbia. I think I saw Marco in the other live stream. It's interesting. Question from Terry. I could have Hitler complain on why the game hasn't arrived yet. I kind of did that in the first parody, but I could explore more about it on like another video. Yeah, I could maybe. Yeah, you're giving me ideas, and I know now Dan is saying that I have to. Yeah, I should watch the entire movie because Hitler does appear happy sometimes. I did watch the movie, but some time ago, not recently, and how can I say? Just the scenes where he's like really pissed off, or just I think they're the most hilarious scenes of the movie. But then I would have to download the movie and everything. But it could be done. Could be done. Oh yes, I forgot to mention this. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. FM Watts 0535. So like I was on Twitter the other day, and I was like, okay, let's check my let me check my notifications, and I was like, and someone tweeted something about Kazutoki Kono. I was like, huh, what did Kono posted now? And then I was like, wait, what? Wait, what's this? Let me see if I can bring the picture to you guys. I was I was so happy. Like, and it was my birthday too. Not in Canada, but in Japan. So I was so happy. Like, you guys have no idea. Let me show you. Let me show you. Da-da-da-dum. Okay, I'm just gonna find a picture here on my phone. I don't want to put it on my computer because my computer's lagging so much. I don't want to even touch it. I'm afraid if I touch it, something's gonna happen to this stream. But I'll try my best with the phone. So see if you can see a little bit. Let me reduce the brightness. So as you can see here in the middle, that's Kono. Then he tweeted something about another guy's video. But this other guy's video, as I could see by the thumbnail, was my live stream. The reaction video I had of the second trailer. So someone got my video and posted on the Japanese YouTube-ish site called Nico Nico. And Kono reacted. He said something like, "Whoa," something like, "Wow, I wasn't really expecting this. It looks like some people are excited about the game. I should let the production team. I should put this video as a must watch for the production team." And then I was like, "Holy! I was noticed by Senpai!" I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like the epic moment. I have the link if you guys want to see the video. I have it on YouTube. It's called Ace Combat 7 live stream reaction or something like that. If you want to see the tweet, you can go on my Facebook page or Twitter. It's there. Not too long ago. It was on December 9th. Because my birthday is on the 10th, but in Japan it was already the 10th. So it's not a long time ago. I'm like, "Oh my god, I got noticed by Senpai. Oh, I can die happy now." So yeah, I was really I'm like amazed. That was the best birthday gift they could have gave me. Senpai noticed me. Oh, so happy. Yes. So yeah, and yeah, I so I nice to see some of you guys from all different parts. I've seen some people from Serbia. I saw some Indonesia, California, New York. It's Brazil, of course. It's fun stuff. Thank you. Some people are congratulating. I see Dan. He put parabéns. It's such a nerdy congratulations message in Portuguese. Oh man. Die Strike is saying my reaction video to Ace Combat 7 would have been pornographic, to be honest. Oh my god. That's not the way to be noticed by Senpai. Don't do porn with Ace Combat. Question from Marco. Do I know if there's gonna be any remaster? Officially no, but some interviews with Ace Combat producer Kazutoki Kono, he said that there's no official plans for remasters, but he would be interested in if there was the possibility to do it. So he said if there's a possibility, he would like to take a look into that. But we also know that he knows that many Ace Combat fans are asking for this. So I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Not soon, like in the future, but that would be awesome. And I think most people, most Ace Combat fans would pay for a remaster, even if it's just a remaster, not like Call of Duty is doing that shady Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Just, I went to my local game store yesterday. I have another channel I'm working on. It's in Brazil though. It's like translating games, which I do. But I played Metro there. I mean, I bought Metro there, like PS4 Metro. And when I was asking at the cashier, I was like, I see that the Infinity Warfare game there. How much is the bundle with the remaster of Call of Duty 4? And like the girl said, was like, oh, it's $110. I was like, holy. No. I'm not gonna buy that. Like I've played Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I liked that series. I thought it was awesome, but the way they took Call of Duty, just no, don't do that anymore. You don't even deserve to be called Call of Duty. And they're trying to make a lot of money just from people buying like the remaster. If they remastered a Ace Combat game, what would be Ace Combat 4, 0, or 5? I think they're all different. I could see any of them being remastered. Matthew's saying that it was $80. I'm assuming that you're talking about the Legacy Edition of Call of Duty, but I live in Canada, so the dollar's different. Usually, the number of the price in Canada is more expensive, and I'm assuming you're from the US. So, maybe that explains. Yeah, I kind of stay in between the line as to which Ace Combat should be remastered. 3, 4, 5, or 0. I think they're all pretty good. Pretty good choices, but yeah, it's tough. But as long as one of them gets remastered, doesn't matter which one, I'll be so happy. You have no idea. But I think a remastered collection, what people call the Holy Trinity, or the PS2 trilogy, I think that would be the ideal. Although it's 3 games, so that's a lot of work to do. Even if you think that all they need to do is just use the graphics from Ace Combat 4, and they could still use the voice chatter and the story, potentially just improve the cutscene video quality, that's still a lot of work to do. So yeah. Alright guys, we're getting close to 2 hours of live stream. I kinda have to go. I'll hang a little bit more though, so when that timer hits 2 hours, I'll go. But on the meantime, it's time for questions. You still have some time, and yeah, that's gonna be my last live before I go back to Brazil, which is tomorrow. But obviously, but all right. Since we're live now, just make questions. I'll try to answer them as fast as possible, so I can have time to go and pack my suitcase. I'm wondering how many games I should bring to Brazil. I actually carry games when I travel. It's bad. It's bad. Well, it's not bad, but it's good. It's just different. Some people ask me when I go to the US, because I only go there to pick up my games, because I ship them to the US, because I can ship to Canada. And the immigration people ask, "Oh, where are you coming?" I just came to pick up some games. Let me tell you, that's not a very popular answer that they get. Okay, questions. Will be there a Japanese dub on Ace Combat 7? I think so. The most Ace Combats, the really big Ace Combats, they have Japanese dub. That's the case of Ace Combat 5. Actually, I'm wondering right now. I know 4 and 0 have subtitles. I'm not sure about audio. And I also have the Japanese version of Ace Combat 6, which does have subtitles, but I'm not sure if it has audio. But Assault Horizon has, Infinity has, so I think they will put Japanese voice, which I'm actually interested because I know a little bit of Japanese. I would like to listen in Japanese. Question from Marco, Ace Combat fan. What will be my next video, and what happened to my stuff about Ace Combat series? Okay, the stuff about Ace Combat series, it's still going, it's still happening, but right now it's all about Ace Combat 7. I'm prioritizing stuff that's related to Ace Combat 7. So I will continue stuff about Ace Combat, giving some interesting stuff about Ace Combat, but right now the focus is on Ace Combat 7. For my next videos, what I'm planning is what is the space elevator, how it works, how it's built, how it can be used in Ace Combat universe. That's all in one video, by the way. So more like an engineering kind of practical application for the space elevator. Another video that I'm planning to do, and already started doing my research yesterday. It's Rouge's history, like how the country went from fascism to a kingdom, and how that can relate to Ace Combat 7. I have some other... the other video I have is my theory behind the protagonist of Ace Combat 7. It's kind of interesting, I guess. So yeah, I have a list of videos to come. Just that now that I don't have to worry about university, at least for until January, I have some free time to make some more videos. And I see some people saying Ace Combat 6 would be awesome if it was remastered. I don't think so, because it's a modern game. Like it's recent, fairly recent, but I just don't like giving the priority to the newer games to be remastered. That's the same thing as saying Ace Combat Infinity should be remastered, but it's kind of like a new game. I think the priority should be on older games like PS2, PS1 games. Question from Isaac Santos. Will Ace Combat 7 be in Portuguese? Well, maybe some people here won't care because they don't speak Portuguese, but I do because I speak Portuguese. So, I think so. Why? Why do I think it will be translated to Portuguese? First, because we saw the second trailer, the YouTube channel of Namco Bandai Brazil, they uploaded a subtitled version of the trailer. So I think that's a really good indication that the marketing of Namco Bandai is focusing on Brazil. Then Brazil too is like an emerging gaming market. It's one of the largest markets in the world for gaming. And Ace Combat is very popular in Brazil. I know because I know a lot of people in Brazil who play. And so I think they're taking advantage of that. And the game, I think, not official, but I think the game will come in Portuguese. Not dubbed, but at least subtitled, at least. Martin, Hellwig's Fury plot twist: the I-5 is just an oversized super railgun to shoot down other planets, maybe asteroids is what you mean, and you must stop defend it. I think it's more of... I'm just gonna spoil, but my theory is that they have like a laser or something on top to destroy asteroids, but then Rouge gets mad and they should try to use the laser for evil or something like that. Yes. I will Roll Baker. I would love a new game featuring the Rosgrees, or with more Vietnam era aircraft. I think Second World War would be more interesting, because I think Second World War would be more, because there's more of a variety of games, and you wouldn't focus on the missile. You would focus like on actual guns. So you have all the, turning and that kind of shooting. I think that would be interesting to have, even if it's World War II Ace Combat. Although it really differs from the Ace Combat style of modern jets, but it would be cool. All right, guys, I'll be putting an end to this live stream. I hope you've enjoyed. Keep in touch. Check on my YouTube, not my YouTube, because you're obviously watching on my YouTube, but check on my Facebook or my Twitter for some updates. Like I mentioned before, I'm gonna post a list of the games I currently have. See what you guys are more interested in see in the channel. And I will be traveling to Brazil, going back to tomorrow. Yeah, I'm very, very excited, because I get to escape from the winter, even though I like winter a little bit. But it's gonna be some good time in my vacations. Although I'm gonna relax, like actual relaxing. I'll make videos too, obviously. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I hope you've had a good time, either getting to know a little bit more about Ace Combat. And I would like to thank again Lard for coming here, having the interview with us. I think we had a really good conversation, and what he experienced in the game, in the demo version, it managed to be passed down to us, so we could have a better understanding of what is to come, which was my main point in this live stream. Just get that perception of what Ace Combat 7's gonna be. So thanks a lot, guys, for spending the time here. I think you had a good time, even though, at least for me, it's kind of in the morning. I usually don't do stuff in the morning, but yeah. And yeah, keep updated. Keep on Twitter. Keep updated. Keep following me on Twitter or Facebook. And yeah, there's new stuff coming on. I hope you like it. And I just want to thank you guys for the support. You guys really seem to enjoy the live stream, either commenting or just being here and enjoying. It really matters to me. Like, I'm really happy. So have a good day. I'm not sure where you guys are. It's Saturday or Sunday or wherever it may be. But thanks again so much for staying in the live stream. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one. And Ace Combat Fan is out. And see you soon with more news on Ace Combat or some similar games.